Hello guys and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be making my predictions for this midweek, game week 44 of the 25-26 EFL Championship season. Most teams only have 3 games left to play, and before we begin though, let's see how I did last week. I incredibly got 4 scorelines bang on last week. I got Millwall winning 2-0 correct, Southampton winning 2-1 correct, Birmingham and Hull drawing 1-0 correct, and Portsmouth winning 1-0 correct in the big relegation scrap, plus 3 more outcomes correct, so that is 15 points, taking my season total up to 323. And this is how the table looks after 43 matches, and without further ado, let's predict this midweek. And we're going to start with Stoke against Millwall in, well, a big battle in the automatic discussion. Millwall is currently 3rd in the table. Stoke have dropped to 17th. Well, it's like I've said many times before, they are safe now. They've survived. They're pretty much just, they're not in a great position in the table, but they've survived, and they'll look forward to next season. But Millwall can still make top 2. The game is at the Bet365 Stadium, and I do kind of like Stoke at home, but I don't like them as much recently, and Millwall do have a lot to play for still, so I'm actually going to back the Lions. I'll back Millwall to win 1-0. I think Millwall love grinding out 1-goal wins, and I think they'll do it again here. 1-0 Millwall. Next up, we've got another big game at, well, both ends of the table. It's Coventry City against Portsmouth. And, well done Coventry. You got promoted on Friday night against, 1-1 draw against Blackburn. And that got you promoted. This game could be the game Coventry win the title. But Portsmouth also have a lot to play for. They are still in this relegation discussion. And, well, actually, they're on better form than Coventry right now. They've won their last 3 games, which is really saying something, because they've played Middlesbrough, Ipswich, and Leicester, 3 big sides, although obviously Leicester in the relegation discussion themselves. But I just look at this game. If I was at Fratton Park, I may have been more willing to give Portsmouth something here. But seeing as it's at the CBS and Coventry need, the win to secure the title, I'm going to back Cov to win 2-1. I think Portsmouth could get something from this game. I won't put it past them, but Cov win 2-1 to the Sky Blues. Next up, we've got Southampton against Bristol City in a game that I'm going to be going to tomorrow. Bristol City losing 4-2 to Norwich over the weekend. Southampton with a big 2-1 comeback victory against Swansea. This one's tricky. Not really. Roy Hodgson, he started his, resurgence. He started a resurgence for Bristol City. But I think he's lost back-to-back games as Robin's boss now. Southampton, we are flying right now. And it is at St Mary's. And, Southampton can still is like one of 4 sides, excluding Coventry, who's already made it, that can make top 2. And I think I can just see one way, and that's to the Saints. Sorry, I'm going Southampton to win 2-0. I think we're just too strong right now. So I'm backing Southampton for a big 3 points to keep the pressure on Ipswich at the top 2. Ipswich and Millwall. 2-0 to the Saints. Next up, we've got Leicester City against Hull City in, this is another big game at both ends of the table. Leicester may well be relegated if they don't win this game. Hull, they're in the playoffs, they're in 6th place. But they do have the likes of Derby and Wrexham breathing down their necks and behind them. What can I see happening in this one? Is at the King Power, but Leicester have been on really poor form recently. I've got to back the Tigers. I know Leicester need to win, but they haven't been getting anything. They lost to Portsmouth. They drew against Sheffield Wednesday, though. You know, Coventry did. There's some big sides that have drawn to Sheffield Wednesday recently. See what happens at Borough this week, but we'll come on to them in a minute. But I did say I'm backing Hull. I'm backing Hull to win 2-1, and that would officially relegate Leicester. I can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah, I'm going to back the Tigers 2-1, and Leicester are relegated. Next up, we've got QPR against Swansea City in a game that very much defines mid-table. You know, both sides are pretty safe. They're in pretty good form, the pair of them. QPR more so. I think it's 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat in the last 6 matches. Swansea obviously did go a goal up against Southampton last week and then threw it all away in the second half. But I think I can't separate these two. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think it's pretty much beach ball time for the pair of these, and they'll look forward to next season. 1-1 draw, a point and a goal apiece. Next up, we've got West Brom against Watford in, well, this game has some relevance in the relegation battle. West Brom, I think they are safe, and with this game being at the Hawthorns, I think this may well be the game that does save them. Against the Watford side, who are very much on the beach themselves, they're, you know, they're not going up, they're not going down. They're another side that's looking forward to building on their performance next season. But I do think, with the game being at the Hawthorns, West Brom being on better form, having something to play for, I'm going back the Baggies. I think Watford could score, though I could also see a clean sheet for the Baggies. I'm going West Brom to win 2-1. I think Watford might find a goal from somewhere, maybe loser, but I think the Baggies will get the 3 points here. And a big 3 points in the relegation scrap to survive, I think. 2-1 to the Baggies. Next up, we've got Norwich City against Derby County in, well, another game that has huge implications for the playoff race. Derby are currently in 8th. Norwich are actually up to 9th. It's, you know, since Liam Manning went out, it has been a really sharp rise for Norwich. Of course, as I say, Derby won 1-0 last week, but Norwich beating Bristol City 4-2 in an absolutely bonkers game over the weekend. What can I see here? I know Derby still have a realistic chance at making playoffs, but I think Norwich might blow their chances out the window here, because it is at Carrow Road, and I do prefer Derby at home recently, and I can't look past that Bristol City outcome. I know Derby are, you know, harder to play against. They have a lot more to play for, but I think Norwich might win quite comfortably again. They're in good form. I'll back Norwich to win 3-1. I think it wouldn't surprise me if Derby got something from this game, but I'm backing the Canaries 3-1, and a huge 3 points to potentially blow Derby's promotion hopes, playoff hopes. And yep, this one's another big one as well. We've got Oxford United against Wrexham, and well, Oxford are 22nd coming into this game. Wrexham are 7th. Oxford are, what are they? About 4 or 5 points behind Portsmouth. Not Portsmouth now, it's Blackburn, on 49 points in 21st. And, you know, this is a must-win game for them, or they may well be relegated this coming midweek as well. Wrexham are, you know, on the outside of the playoffs looking in. They can still make it. But this game's a tricky one to call, because Oxford have been on pretty decent form recently. Wrexham's form has been a bit shaky. It's been a bit up and down in the air recently. I know it is away from home, and I do prefer Wrexham at the racecourse this season. but I think the Welsh side might come to Oxford and get the win here. Both these sides desperately need a win. I know Oxford do play Sheffield Wednesday, I think it's next week, so that could be a 3-pointer for them. I'm going to back Wrexham to win it 2-1. I think the Welsh side will just get the 3 points over the line and to get ever close to the playoffs. 2-1 to Wrexham. Next up, we've got Middlesbrough against Sheffield Wednesday in, well, kind of a game with a lot to play for. Sheffield Wednesday, of course, were relegated ages ago. They're 44 points behind Leicester in 23rd. They are 3 points off of 0, so a win here could work for them. But Borough off 5th. They actually got a decent draw against Ipswich. Led it 2-1, and then Ipswich got a last-minute equaliser courtesy of a dodgy penalty. I don't want to go into too much about that, but surely Borough bounce back at home here against, sorry, any Sheffield Wednesday fans, the easiest side to play against this season in the league. I've got to back Borough, and I was pretty convinced by their Ipswich performance, so I'm going to go with goals as well. I'll give Sheffield Wednesday a goal, but Middlesbrough win it 3-1. I think they could roll Sheffield Wednesday over a team like Wednesday. 3-1 to Borough to stay in this top 2 hunt. Next up, we've got Sheffield United against Blackburn Rovers in, well, another big match actually. Sheffield United, I think with how close it is, they've actually moved up to 12th in the points table. They're 12th in the table now. They did beat Hull 2-1. That was a huge 3 points for them, a huge 3 points drop for Hull. Blackburn are 21st, as I say, on 49 points. I think we're saying 50 might be enough to survive, but I don't know. It might be a bit more than that. Depends on what Oxford do, but I do think this could be a draw. Blackburn have been drawing their way to safety recently, and Sheffield United don't have a lot to play for. I'll go down the middle with a 1-1 draw on this one. I think a point won't really hamper either, so I'm going for a point apiece and a goal apiece, a 1-1 draw. Next up, we've got Birmingham City against Preston North End in, well, another pretty meh match. Birmingham, I think, are 14th, Preston are 16th. It's another battle of two sides in mid-table, really. Birmingham did look pretty convincing last week. They're starting to grind out results again. Preston are as well, but I mean, I don't know. I think at St Andrews, I do think Birmingham are the slightly better side. I don't think there'll be very many goals, but I'm going to back the Blues to edge it 1-0. I think it's going to be very close, but I think Brum will just have enough for the 3 points here. 1-0 Brum. And then finally, we've got Charlton Athletic against Ipswich Town in huge battle. Charlton are in 19th place, but I do think they are pretty much safe. Ipswich are second right now. They did find a last-minute equaliser courtesy of that penalty against Middlesbrough, and could, by the end of the season, be a huge point gained for them. Equally, it could be a huge 2 points drop for Borough, but Ipswich do, I think they've got 4 games left, and 3 of those games in a row are away matches, and they go to St Mary's some point next week, I think. But I think this could be tricky, you know. I like Nathan Jones. I like what he's done with Charlton this season. He's made them very hard to play against, very defensive side, and I think Ipswich might be frustrated here, and I think they will help them to a draw here. I'll go 1-1. I think that won't necessarily help Ipswich, but I think Charlton and Nathan Jones will frustrate them. 1-1 and a point apiece. And there you have it, guys. This midweek's 12 matches. complete. Yeah, I mean, I'll be back with Premier League predictions tomorrow once we know the outcome of the Crystal Palace West Ham match tonight. And yeah, I said I am going to St Mary's tomorrow. I probably won't, I will give you a heads up, I won't be doing a vlog, because it's a lot of work to do, but I will be putting pictures and maybe videos if I can up on my story. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you all in the next one.